It's Money Monday, and with tax season in full swing, we're checking in with Paul Hood to talk about some common mistakes that people make on their taxes. Paul, good to see you. Thanks for being here.
You bet.
All right, I do my taxes myself. I'm about to stop that. I feel like I'm spending too much. You know, I'm giving the government too much money. But there are some very common mistakes that people can make, right? Tell us what those are.
Well, some of the more common ones is missing out on deductions or credits. For instance, there's a child tax credit. I think it's $2,000 or whatever for every child. But once your child hits 17, that goes away unless they're still in school. And then you can get $500. There's so many people that miss checking that box or whatever that my 17-year-old is still in school. And to get that, even going into college, you still get that credit. It's $500 to $500. Charities, they forget, you know, when they've given money to charities. Another big common mistake is filing an extension, which is a very positive thing. In my opinion, it helps mitigate the risk of audits, but an extension extends the time to file, not to pay. So if you think you're going to, you need to send some money in with that extension. And just common things like that people tend to miss out on. You know,
when you do file that extension, probably the mistake is, I'm not going to pay it, but you probably have to pay more if you don't pay it on time, right?
Well, so if you don't have the money, go ahead and still file the extension because there's penalties for failure to file and failure to pay. So if you file the extension, a properly filed extension, you're out of the failure to file penalty. But if you don't pay the money, then they're going to hit you with the failure to pay. So it's still a good deal. And then really the final most common is just not filing on time. You know, you forget the deadline or what have you. But there's a lot of money. Research shows there's a lot of money for people, especially that prepare their own return, that's left on the table.
Right. Well, and I get into that age where I think I am going to start having somebody else do it because, you know, when you do it yourself, you're not checking all the boxes. I don't know some of this stuff, so I just skip it, but that could be money coming back to me, right?
Yeah, and it sometimes it works in your favor, but not really. There was a story a few years ago, a lady filed a return on her own and was getting $1 million refund. The IRS sent it to her. She was not entitled to they came back after it pretty quick.
You don't get to keep that $1 million.
Yeah, I guess if you had, leave the country or something, you can.
All right, Paul, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back after this break. Stay with us.